Good evening. Thank you for playing us in over there, Mr. Inner Deviant. I appreciate it every time we play it. I hope it actually played through because we couldn't hear it, and so
I'm finally playing something that goes along with it, and I have to share it with him at some point.
Ooh.
So, welcome to the Blanks and Fatty Show, everybody. Episode 13th.
I think we're waiting.
I have no idea what episode we're on. We're on episode 72.
Morty, since you put us on, was the intro playing for you over there?
It didn't say you guys were online yet, so I tried. It wouldn't let me. But it says you're on now, so I did not get to see it.
Ah, shucks. Well, you know what? We'll have to play ourselves out with it tonight. I want to make sure people have a chance to see it.
I'm curious why it didn't do the thing.
I think it's through Discord. I think that's the problem. Somehow, anyway, welcome to the Blanks and Fatty Show. I'm Fatty.
And this is Blanks, and we can't figure out our shit half the time.
Well, you know, it's I think I jokingly referred to this space as a small green submarine. And, you know, I think it fits. I'm over here, like, turning valves, and I'm screaming, the water keeps coming in!
And then I'm just putting on the flip-flops in the snorkel, and I said, let it come!
Let it come. My body is ready. Tonight with us, we have, of course, our good friend Morty and our good friend Quids. Welcome to the show.
Fucking AI!
So tonight's episode is about AI, and that's why She Who Not Be Named just came up. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to AI, because you got robots, you got automated vehicles, you have the She Shall Not Be Names of the world. If they change the name to that, we're all fucked. That's all the robots have to do.
Hype.
What's up,
drones and GPS.
So, but that being said, we like to start off with news. Blanks, what you got?
So Warzone did something very interesting that we discovered last night, and I thought it was kind of fun. John McClane and Rambo. Bam, they added the skins on. I may have spent $20 yesterday to play as John McClane because John McClane's the man.
I might
and the skin looks way better than the Rambo skin.
No, it does not look better than the Rambo skin. For one, John McClane's all cut up and bloody. Rambo's just sweaty because you know what? He hasn't been shot yet.
He's like a fucking human slipping.
He didn't have to run across glass because he has better planning than that.
Yeah, well, you know what? John McClane has a better fucking bleed out skill.
You know what? He does. John McClane has a lot of blood.
That guy can bleed the fuck out.
Yeah, he's got a lot of blood and extra skin and probably a lot of calluses. So he's a different kind of animal altogether.
Yeah. So,
Rambo's still killing me.
If you haven't checked it out and you play Warzone, go ahead and check that out. They've been playing some awesome 80s music while you're playing.
That part's actually pretty cool. They got some nice like power ballad 80s stuff going on.
I saw Shruggernaut was playing earlier.
We die a lot. We're mostly bullshitting the whole time. Quids just runs around alive because he's new to it and plays it better than us. And then we just sit there and we say, no, hey, quick, jump out that window, go to the next building. And he says, okay, and then gets immediately killed. And he didn't realize I just wanted the game to be done.
And then we realized today that Fatty says, oh, hey, I've been playing with my VR set, so that's probably why I die all the time.
So I've been playing with my VR set on because I started doing that with Elite Dangerous, and it just, I liked that it kind of took the room away, but all it does is it puts a screen in front of you, and the resolution is just not as good as playing on my TV. And so I just have a harder time seeing seeing enemies further out. And I'm like, you know what? I should probably I suck enough as it is. I'm not blaming the technology. I'm fucking miserable at that game. As our good friend upstairs put it, a lot of people in that game are sweaty.
Like us right now.
So, yeah, it's just sweaty players on there. Anyway, so news. That was a big one.
Yeah, that was
important.
Big important. Plus, you were all distraught last week about the war in the Middle East that they were back at.
I wasn't that distraught about that.
And Quids, Profield said something that he played favorites on what side he was wishing to win.
Okay.
But
all right, so guys. We're going to talk about the Israeli-Palestinian war. That is tonight's topic.
Oh my god, I was not prepared.
Okay, so
you lied to us.
First up is Morty. Morty, how do you feel about the history of Israel and their relationship with Palestine and how that has evolved over the last 47 years?
I do. It's actually funny because one of my best friends, Rachel, she's in Israel right now. She teaches in Israel. She teaches English. So it's kind of, I got inside information. But I feel like a lot of it's getting skewed anyway. But I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm
they
not
would
gonna.
never do that. This won't be politicized.
You
I'll
can
tell.
trust the media.
Oh, it's so bad.
This is absolutely being politicized. It's one of those things
Are
where it's
you
like,
leaving Potato? And if you were, I don't know if you were like peace out or. No, I'm not really leaving. Oh, okay.
yeah, he's like, yeah, Israel, Palestine, no thanks. I didn't come to top politics. I mean, honest to God, really, like, I don't fucking care. This has been going
Good
on for a long
evening,
time, and if
Winston.
you have an
Welcome.
answer, you have no idea. It's so complicated. I don't care. Anyway, I can't. I just can't. I can't do this anymore. Speaking of, I got news about foreign interventions.
Listen, fornication does not count as foreign
Well, it depends on what country you're in. So, and where you're from. Okay, I'm just gonna read the headline and then I have one thing to say. And then if you have a comment, leave it on the stream. Let me know how you feel. Iraq estimates that $150 billion of its oil money has been stolen from the country since the U.S.-led invasion of 2003. What a surprise. That's all I have to say about that.
Is that it?
Winston, that's all I have to say about that. I mean, go ahead, talk amongst yourselves.
I mean, we got
I'm okay on that one, actually.
we got like 8 minutes about news, and you know, because you made it the 15-minute of news.
It wasn't we never made it a formal 15 minutes.
No,
that was an idea.
That was an idea. A terrible idea. Oh,
It was a great idea. I love talking about foreign
Here, I'll get something. You go blank.
China is trying to compete with us and sent their own trash to Mars.
Respect.
Wait, when?
It was this week. I was reading it that they sent something up there. It hasn't quite landed yet.
Are they sending their best?
On the best droid, their best AI.
Ridiculous. Oh, ooh, you know what we forgot?
OJ.
There you go.
Instead of OJ, it's called Hoj.
OJ Cuervo.
The Demon Slayer movie made box office history in the United States this week.
Demon Slayer movie.
For the weebs out there.
What?
Listen here, weebs.
Is that based off of an anime?
Yeah, so that's the anime is Demon Slayer, and then they put out a movie for the anime. Yeah.
Did it go straight to Netflix? Is it one of those straight to Netflix?
No, it is in the movie. It was in the movies for a while. I went and saw it in the
Release.
movies. It was fucking phenomenal.
Was it? Was it a?
Yeah.
Was it a live action or was it a?
No, it's like, so the way that the anime works is the first season was out and it's on. I don't know if it's on. I think it's still on Netflix. Yeah, but that it came out, and then the continuation of the anime is basically through that movie. So the next season, quote unquote, or the next arc is started by that movie, and then the arc will continue in the next season. Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. I've got something to say to the weebs.
Really good.
I've got something to say to the weebs. Yes, this movie broke some box office fucking records. You want to know why?
Why?
I have a half sister that went to go watch this movie, and she said, hey.
It's so good.
What she did was she texted me. She said, "Hey, we're gonna go see Demon Slayer," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." She's like, "Yeah, it's just so nice to be able to go out to places again. I don't care about the movie. I'm just happy to eat popcorn. I'm going to eat some popcorn." You are capitalizing on a period of history.
I love that. I love that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan, anime fan.
Cowboy
It's
Bebop.
like my all-time favorite. Me and Quids. I don't know how many times me and Quids actually watched Cowboy Bebop together, but we watched quite a few episodes.
Classic.
I can sit here and name like almost every single episode, but I went to the movie theater and saw Cowboy Bebop the movie.
Nice.
I paid the money to go see it. It was worth the damn price, and I enjoyed it.
Good.
Nice. I have nothing against anime. I enjoy anime.
Kuli's another good one.
I will say,
Systematic.
I will admit to loving Inuyasha and watching all the Inuyasha movies and finishing the season, and my daughter loved Inuyasha.
Did you end up watching the one that I was telling you, Princess whatever?
Mononoke?
No,
That's a classic too.
That is a good piece.
That is a classic.
We watched that with the kids. They weren't expecting the dismemberment.
It's phenomenal. Oh yeah. Definitely.
When the arm gets cut off, we're like, they also did Spirited Away, right?
No,
badass.
Inuyasha, they made I want to say a sequel, but they made kind of like Avatar. They made another series, and it's
Like The Legend of Korra? Kind of
yeah,
thing?
but it's about Tushomaru's daughter and
Oh.
Inuyasha's daughter. I told you about this.
Oh, you did tell me about this. I have not watched it. No.
And I don't remember what it's called. So my roommate came downstairs and he's like, "Dude, are you an Inuyasha fan?" I'm like, "Who the fuck's not an Inuyasha fan? And if you're not an Inuyasha fan, get the fuck out of here." And then I go, "Takome!" And
I have a buddy who got me to watch a video. I think it was called Video Game High School.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. I watched that. I did enjoy that. It got a little fun. Then there was like
Thank you, Potato.
Sword Art Online. That's what it was called.
That was terrible. Okay, the first season was good.
First season's good, yeah, but
And
after that...
then why
that's-
would you? You barely escape with your fucking life, and then you go back.
That's a
They're
hard.
like, let's play a different game.
That's a hard one to get into as
SAO, yeah.
as a man older than 30.
I don't know. I personally, and I think a lot of people just flat out hate SAO, and which is fine. But that was I think that was probably like the 5th anime I ever watched, and the first season, well, I really really liked it. But yeah, a lot of people, I think my standards just aren't as high as well. Like, I just love shit anime anyway.
Have you guys watched? So I mean, there's the argument over is this anime or not. Have you guys watched Castlevania?
That's American.
Castlevania, I haven't seen the second season though, so.
Oh God, you gotta go watch it. That's a great
I
show.
know. I've been meaning to.
Okay,
The
so-
first season was fucking phenomenal.
I loved all the Easter eggs because there's so many Easter eggs to the game, and especially like I played a lot of the Castlevanias, and probably the best one is Symphony of the Night. And it came more of like an RPG kind of a style. You're actually
That's the one where you're Alucard, right?
Yep, you're actually Alucard, and you have to go fight your dad and stuff. But one of the better animes that I saw it was Final Fantasy anime. Not like Evan Children or all the other ones, but there's an actual Final Fantasy anime, and it's
Advent Children is the follow-up to Final Fantasy VII, yeah?
yeah.
That was I enjoyed it. I downloaded it in college in Japanese
Marty,
and
can
got
you mute
dubs. or not dubs, I got subtitles. And so it was a little confusing, and then when they finally translated it, I was like, oh.
Dr. Stone. Sorry, Fortin Broad mentioned Dr. Stone. That's one of my favorite animes of all time right now. Low-key,
it?
like, really, really one of my favorites. I love it so much. Sorry.
Is he like stone like a rock, or is he stone?
So, okay,
like a
so
potter?
the premise of Dr. Stone is essentially, like, the world is carrying on like normal until this weird green, like, laser envelops the entire world and everybody turns to stone. And then this one guy basically comes back, and he's super, super smart. His name's Senku, and he comes back, and he breaks out of this stone, like, around his body, and he has to rebuild civilization, like, one person at a time by trying to unbreak, like, everybody using like a special chemical. He's super sciencey, like he's a science genius. So he keeps coming up with all these inventions, basically trying to rebuild humanity. It's really, really good.
Okay,
So science.
So-
Go
The
ahead.
Kingdom of Science, yes.
between the guy that character you were just talking about,
Mhm.
or the professor in Gilligan's Island, which one's smarter?
Oh. I don't know. This guy is basically like genius.
Do you know what was the IQ level of the scientist from Gilligan's Island?
I don't know.
Have you
Fucking
ever-
higher than you can count. He's so smart.
The next question is: have you ever actually watched Gilligan's Island?
I have not from start to finish, but I have watched it before.
Dude, I rewatched season 3. It's my favorite season. That's the one where they get lost more on the island.
No, that's Lost.
Gilligan makes a mistake, and then the group has to deal with it. But Gilligan ends up showing strength of
What
character
if
at the end
Lost
of the day.
was actually like the prequel to Lost?
Love Lost
That
though.
would be amazing. So speaking of Lost
In space.
in space, what does it take to get into space? It takes artificial intelligence.
It does.
That is tonight's episode.
We'll be right back for a split second.
Sure.
So
No
keep
worries.
going. Sorry.
No worries.
One sec.
Cheers.
So for all you that are jumping on,
Yeah, we got a little bit of echo, but that's okay.
Marty, you gotta mute us again.
Oh, she's off.
I know.
Okay, there we go.
So AI, you guys, we deal with it every day.
A lot of rocket fuel. Yes.
We talk to it We have it in our house. It cleans our floor. It tells us our weather. It doesn't shut up when I'm trying to talk to Fatty and wants to interrupt and tell me the fucking news.
It's like, it is 65 degrees. You're like, fucking thank you. Like, if it was like somebody walk up to your bar and was like, hey, man, China's invading South Korea. And you're like, no, they're not.
But really, have we not learned a lesson from all the movies that we have made? There's Terminator. There's 2001 Odyssey. There's mostly Terminator.
I'm gonna take Stephen Hawking's stance, and Stephen Hawking's he warned us about AI.
And he's half AI.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Stephen Hawking's, he would have kicked the bucket if he could kick. He's dead. But anyway, that was a wheelchair joke and I slaughtered it. So send that one down the ramp at full speed. Kick it down the stairs for me, please.
I'm back, sorry.
No worries. I'm just making fun of people in wheelchairs now because that's what I do.
Excellent.
So Stephen Hawking's basically I don't remember his quote, but long story short, he was like, "Yeah, man, AI is that's probably gonna be the downfall of humanity." I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah. So,
I think he said something like AI is going to replace humans altogether or something.
Mean,
if AI were fucking smart, it would.
Okay, so do you ever go to the grocery store and do you ever go to the self-checkout line?
Absolutely, I hate people.
Morty's like, I'm ready for the AI to take over the world now.
Hey, listen, when I got my first Alexa, I told everyone to be especially nice to her because I said, when the robots eventually take over and AI takes over, I want her to remember that we were nice to her and that we were good.
Well, yeah. Well, like, so here's the thing, in movies and whatnot, AI is typically classified as something, really powerful. You can go watch like iRobot and it's a little bit more, philosophically oriented, but, Skynet. And it's all pretty nice. And what you said,
Trapper Keeper.
the AI Trapper Keeper. It's like your tasks today are to read this book. And you're like, it's fucking 3 a.m. Please turn off notifications. You are living with AI. They're about to take. AI is going to take over someday. They already are. These cars will drive themselves now. All somebody has to do is hit a green button, and it can happen.
Not even just that. I mean, there's drones, and those drones basically almost, you just program in the information where it goes, and it will go drop a bomb or kill a Saudi fucking
Quids. How would you outfit a drone?
No.
Quids. How would you outfit a drone for maximum carnage?
How would you take out a drone?
A baseball bat. Just a baseball bat.
Wait, it flies around with a baseball bat? That's cruel. It flies around the bat, but it's also super fast.
I'm thinking Terminator. If Terminator had a big old fucking stick of hickory, you could knock some heads around. And there's not a whole lot that anybody could do about it. And that's maximum
Honestly.
cost.
Yeah, I like how your brain works like a death metal album, and I fucking love it.
I think the one thing with AI, that it's important to remember, and I remember this is like I learned this when I started coding, and what my professor had said was our code is only as good as the humans that program it. So everything with AI is inherently biased with human information, and basically the way that everything works is because of the way that we did it. So it's only as good as we are until they become sentient. If they do become sentient, that's where we're fucked.
I have to disagree because it's not the same, because what AI has is it has huge cycling potential. You think about 10 things in a fucking minute, right? You have some background noise going on, but generally speaking, you'll think of about 10 things in a minute. Apple pie. So so what happens is an AI though is thinking 1,000,000 times per minute. That's it. It's gonna figure out. It's play chess against AI.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that AI is inherently not as good as humans. I'm saying that the folly of AI is going to be humans itself. It's going to be because we programmed it. It's only as good as the programming that we do. Obviously, it's going to have a faster processing speed than humans. It's going to have a faster way to kind of just understand everything and process things and make connections that we possibly couldn't. But we're still we're still programming them. So
that's
the
true.
bias.
But how can you ever plan against it? So you're on a level battlefield. You're on a level playing field in terms of the kind of information you get. You're both built by humans. So, you know,
yeah, I guess.
In one case, the humans were horny. In the other case, they were probably horny because, you know, they were programmers.
They were sexually frustrated. That's what the others.
So long story short, that's the battlefield you're on. You're meeting with equal armies, so to speak, in that sense. But they are going to have you, every move you can make, figured out before you do, because it's already considered all the parameters. You need to hire Gary Kasparov, and you're like, okay, so they're sending like 84 killer drones and about 67 Terminator robots with plasma cannons. What do we do? And Gary Kasparov's like, flip the king.
Real quick, Chef, 7 hours of fucking flipping ice cream and putting whipped cream on that ice cream. You should get an AI. It could totally do that for you.
Yeah, you could program this.
I'm glad you made it to the show too, and I'm glad you're off tomorrow. I will totally see you in some games. And I totally missed what.
Yeah, systematic. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. I'm familiar with that, and it's absolutely. I have a massive respect for AI, and with that respect comes fear.
Systematic, or not systematic. Wow, AI. Sorry. AI is, we program AI to learn. And like that's the thing is it's going to learn what its mistakes are and how to better it. I mean, humans, we try to learn from our mistakes and better it, but then we keep doing the same damn mistakes by making more AI.
Here's how you fix the problem. Don't give the AI anything it can use. That's basically the way to beat AI. You're like, okay, you put it in your Python shell, and you're like, hello, AI, and it says, hello, and it says, who are you? And you say, well, my name's Fattie. What's your name? And it says, what is I? And then it begins, and that's how the world ends.
All I can think about is the little robot from Rick and Morty that comes up and goes, here's your butter. What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
And then it's sad.
And then it goes, it's like, what is my purpose? You pass butter. It goes and gets the butter. It brings it over. So, and it puts it down and looks at Rick again. And somehow in a pleading fashion for like a little robot, it goes like, what is my purpose? And Rick looks at it and says, you pass butter. And the thing just goes, oh my God.
My second monitor. What's your purpose? You hold Discord. Oh.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
Do you think AI can grow to resent humanity?
Yes.
That's if it comes with the sentience. Yeah, I mean, if it becomes sentient.
I absolutely think so. So machine learning is its own topic, but I'm actually I got to ask you guys because we're I want to make sure we keep the material matter fresh on this. You have AI. And right now, what do you think we should use AI for? What should AI do?
Sex robots.
Would you like option 1, option 2, or your preference?
My preference? Obviously.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's so dirty.
I thought you were asking me a question.
Okay, so we got an answer from Blanks. Quids, how about you, sir? What do you got?
I got guacamole.
It's
Guac
delicious.
robot.
Guacbot, dude, the Guacbot 9000 goes to the local supermarket and picks the freshest avocado, returns and dices it to whatever setting you prefer.
Quids lives in fucking California. He would send it over to the orchard down the street from his house and go pick the avocado.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, guess what, Quids? That already exists.
For an extra $9 a month, it'll season the avocado for you.
With oil?
And then you're like, I'm paying $69 a month for peppered avocado, and this is kind of some horse shit. I live in the future and it sucks.
I mean, we've been thinking about AIs for a long time. I mean, it goes back to even the Jetsons. They had Rosie, the house cleaning robot.
Yeah. I almost wrote a Power 5 question about Rosie.
That's what we're getting wrong is they gotta stop making AI more and more intelligent and pushing. They just gotta stop. You make it stupid for a reason, man. You're not gonna make a monkey into fucking like, that movie about the monkeys that get really smart.
Planet of the Monkeys.
Planet of the Apes.
That's the one.
Forgo humanity. Embrace monkey.
Yeah.
I mean, but when it does happen, you get us that decide that we are now gonna make robots in the argument of us. So, I mean,
That's the problem with us is we're stupid monkeys that think we're really smart. We're not.
We're 70% water. Bleach is mostly water, therefore we are bleach. I'm gonna borrow an old. That was a shout out to Metalocalypse. Thanks, guys. Brendan Small, I miss you. So here's my submission. Here's my submission for AI, and it's fatally flawed. It's fatally flawed. This will result in the destruction of humanity, but here's how I feel like we should use AI: alien life form detection.
Now you're just asking for trouble.
I'm asking for trouble because here's where it goes wrong. Everything's
These
going fine.
monkeys are really stupid. You should come and invade their planet.
No, that's not going to be how it works. What happens is there's going to be a man in a white lab coat in a lab, and it's going to be somehow surrounded by glass, and it's lit with blue light. Okay, so it's like got that ultraviolet look. There's a little fog machine going, and he's got some very fancy machines spinning down fluids behind him. He's got a really nice centrifuge by Eppendorf. Shout out to Eppendorf. You guys make great centrifuges. And then what happens is he's at a computer terminal. He's at a computer terminal. He's tired. There's a cigarette that's burnt out in the ashtray next to him, and he has a Diet Coke. He's a little overweight. He's 48. So what happens is...
This is a very specific scenario.
So he's,
that was a very specific...
So he's typing on the computer, and he sits back and goes, oh my God. And he picks up a phone, and it's the president. And the president says, what's going on, Michael? And Michael, it's 2 a.m. What do you got for me? And Michael says... It just defined humanity as an alien species. And holy shit, the eradication protocol is gonna go into effect. We have 2 hours to shut it down and the lab is defended by robots. Send Will Smith. That's gonna be what happens.
I just subbed out
Mr. Potatoes.
A random sub, and we got Mr. Potato.
You win!
Yeah.
Guess what you win?
An AI.
A Mrs. Potato.
A Mrs. Potato Head. You get to... anyway, so the... okay, look, I got a small dick. So anyway, the anyone who gets that joke, you've got like 8 layers of thinking.
So what's the difference between, like, AI...
And we lose a viewer. They're like, no, I'm not listening to that shit anymore. Oh, God. Good Lord. Hey, it's almost that time.
It is almost that time. You got 2 more minutes.
We're almost at...
So,
that's
it's
true.
almost that time. We got 2 minutes. You both are familiar with the Power 5. Our soundboard is not working tonight.
I think it's through the Discord is we're having issues. I bet it's out playing to Twitch, but we're just having issues.
Well, it's not even popping up over here now.
Well, maybe it's not. Shit. Well... If you heard that, you get the joke. So the
moving on.
Put that one in your memory bank. So, what questions do you? We got a couple more minutes. What do you guys want to talk about with AI?
The only thing that I know about with AI. So I haven't seen a lot of AI movies. I've seen like Ex Machina, and that's pretty much it.
That's a good movie.
I do know a lot about Deep Blue, the chess computer. That is probably the only AI I really know about in depth, just because I watched like a 2-hour documentary on it. But Deep Blue, I don't know if you're familiar with Deep Blue, but
So here's the problem, Potato. This guy does have a cigarette in laboratory. He has a direct phone line to the president, so that man can absolutely smoke in whatever fucking lab he wants.
I want to know. Is it Samuel L. Jackson?
And they walk in, they're like, so how do we disable the AI? And he turns around and he's got another cigarette in his mouth. He's like, yeah, I mean, he's, we got to go through each line of code one by one. And they say, how many lines of code are there? And he's like, about 2 million.
Hold on to your butts.
And then hold on to your butts. And then he hits something and everything goes to hell. And they're like, well, let's do a Velociraptor mission. And so the guy in the white lab coat has to go. He gets killed by a Velociraptor. And then the story ends. And it's sponsored by Stephen Hawking.
Love that.
So
Love that.
It is the time for Power 5. Holy moly.
5.
All right. Power 5. So Morty, and we also have Mr. Quids. You both are familiar with the rules of Power 5, yes?
Is that just where we answer as quick as possible?
Yes, you have 30 seconds
like
per
speed
question.
round.
I have a series of 10 questions. I'm going to call your name. I'm going to just pick whoever I ask the question to because I have multiple victims here. Normally, you're under the gun and you're by yourself, but now you got a team.
Wow.
All right.
Thank God Quiz finally got his internet and his AI up and working at his house, because now he can help out these folks.
Yeah, dude.
Inner
We're
Deviant,
changing lives here. We're changing lives.
Changing lives.
Inner Deviant, I'd be down with Morgan Freeman playing the role of the scientist. That'd be fine because he'd sit back and he'd drop wisdom. And that's the difference. So,
And he's sexy.
this has to do with anything about AI and robot overlords. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Question number 1 goes to Morty. What would you rather have? A Gary Busey robot overlord that makes humans eat delicious bacon until their stomach explodes, or a Richard Simmons overlord that makes humans do cocaine and exercise until they suffer massive heart attacks.
Oh my god. I feel like Richard Simmons would be the most, like, fucking entertaining. Gary Busey scares the absolute living shit out of me, so probably have to do Richard Simmons and the exercising and coke.
To be fair, you
Coke.
correct.
Dude,
That is the correct
Gary
answer.
Busey scares you, but fucking Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons is the opposite of scary. He's out there helping like people lose
like,
weight.
"Hey,
They're crying in his arms, and he's like,
do we know that he's sober?
well, so he's running. He's like, the best way to lose weight, decomposition, and then so he just lets you go. So,
Damn.
question number 2. This one goes to Quids. Quids, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Boston Dynamics has introduced robots capable of navigating obstacle courses. What would your robot do?
Oh.
My robot would be in a life-size game of fucking Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. I was almost
Yeah.
picturing. I was like
15 seconds.
picturing. What's that?
Full-on entertainment.
What's
Fuck
that-
robots.
What's that?
Menial tasks. They could clean my laundry.
I mean, why don't you just get a Roomba?
Yeah, if I could get one that
Nope.
does laundry, that's great. Correct.
I want one that's smart. I want
No.
one smart that's gonna work for me. So it knows
All right.
its place.
But knows his place.
Next
Because he has a
question.
baseball bat.
This one goes to Blanks. Blanks, are you ready?
Oh shit.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding. This one's going on
I'm
Morty.
ready. Fuck off.
I was gonna
I
go on the
I gotta
turntables.
pull you back in. All right, Morty, are you ready?
Yes.
Advancements in AI have been flagged by Stephen Hawking as a potential threat to the existence of mankind. Being part robot himself, why should we trust him?
That's so fucked up.
That's dope.
Stephen Hawking is part robot.
Tell me wrong. Tell me
Wait, but
wrong.
isn't he
His
dead?
voice box is.
He's dead already.
Yeah, he is dead, and he can beatbox.
Well, I feel like if he's dead, that means that if he's part robot and he's dead, I feel like trusting what he's saying, he's got a little bit of knowledge. So I feel like if he can die, if he's not immortal, being part robot, then that means that we can find a way to exterminate all the robots if they do kill us. So
what you don't know is the robots exterminated him. Next question.
Ooh, we're telling
You
secrets?
just gotta.
gasp.
You're gonna have to exterminate the robots first.
I'm drinking. Oh, hold on, Sheffy. I'm drinking Hoj.
Oh, Jay.
This is financial advice. Do whatever we say. You will win millions.
Speaking of financial advice, Quids. Next question.
Oh,
Go.
shit.
Elon Musk's company Tesla has introduced electronic automated cars to market. Human passengers are, expectedly,
juicy.
inattentive behind the wheel as the robot now shuttles their meat carcass about. What drugs would be best for a drive from Chicago to Topeka?
Dude, definitely a mixture of cocaine, methamphetamines, coffee, no-dos,
What?
and
You are
Horse
dead at
tranquilizer.
47. I'm predicting it now. Oh my god. Next question.
We're not even gonna.
I mean, he answered that honestly and well.
That and like with very little thought, you were like, "Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to say for this."
What? He's like, why wouldn't you take an upper?
That's a long
You
drive.
know, I'll tell you what. Add some psychedelics just for fun. The next question.
hey man, you guys cut me off when I was getting to the good stuff.
This next one also goes to Quids. Quids, are you ready?
Oh, shit. All right.
Who would win in a fight? Schwarzenegger's
There's this-
T-1000 or a combined team of Judge Dredd and RoboCop You receive bonus points for answering in a Stallone or Schwarzenegger accent.
Robocop.
Correct. Robocop would... We're just moving on from that. That was a terrible idea. All right. This next one.
That was as good as my impression of Stallone.
Hey, yo, Adrian.
Last night,
You're like,
what's
this is
about
Rambo. And he's like, it's about how hard you can get hit.
you
And
jump
keep
up
moving forward. You gotta move forward. That's...
Oh boy.
And then I die in the prison. Next question. This one goes to Morty. Morty, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Nietzsche once stated, "He who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster. And if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you."
What?
When the robots
Romantic.
gaze into your eyes, what do they become?
When they gaze into the human eyes?
Into your eyes, what do they become?
Human.
Oh god. Yeah, they're basically just reading your soul. They're going to try and read your soul to become more human.
Well,
Yep.
no, I can't quite accept that. You got 10 seconds.
What do you mean I can't? That was my answer!
Are
I
you
give up.
sure?
That was my answer. Yeah.
All right. The correct answer is a walrus taxidermist.
What the fuck? That's my job.
Quids. Next question.
So,
Role play. You have 30
he's good at
seconds.
this.
You have 30 seconds to convince me you aren't a robot, or I pull the trigger.
Oh.
Our first question is what are you going to use?
Something with a high caliber.
Do you want me to get the 357 out?
Because you're probably a robot. Convince me you're not a robot. You have 30 seconds.
Do you need the 357?
I'm really bad at math.
I don't believe you. A robot would say that. You have 20 seconds.
I like Dr. Pepper.
A robot could say that. You have 14 seconds.
I like Dr. Pepper too.
My mom's not a virgin.
Gross, but also expected. You have 4 seconds.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
And you're dead. There is no correct answer to that, but you can't convince me you're not a robot.
Shit.
Trick question. Next
Damn it,
question.
I was not ready for that.
The only right answer was I am a robot. What are you talking about?
All right. This next question.
Yeah.
This next question goes to Morty. Morty, are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Bruce Willis, in his role as John McClane, successfully uses his cunning ways and an improvised taser made from steel wool, dish soap, and thin filaments of barbed wire to take down a mid-tier assault drone. What does he say?
Is it the famous catchphrase?
What is the famous catchphrase?
What does he say?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker?
Fuck
Nope,
yeah.
nope, that's not the answer.
no.
I don't know the answer.
That's not
I
I
accept
won't accept that as
the correct answer is rest in peace, pal.
Oh, damn.
So,
Is that actually what he says? What?
so
I'll
Marty,
take Yippee-ki-yay.
I've been running around as John McClane in Warzone, and now every time I jump through a window, I yell out "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!"
Excellent.
And then and then there's 3 people in the room like, who's this guy? And they're European. So, final question. This one goes to Mr. Quids. Quids, are you ready?
I'm ready.
The fusion of organic life forms with technology has been a staple of science fiction for many decades. You may select 2 robotic upgrades. What are they? So let me rephrase. You may select 2 robotic upgrades for yourself. What are they? And why did the first thing you think of end up being your dick?
What? Oh my! Get out of my head!
Your fortune teller. God damn. Robot dick. That thing could extend. It was like go gadget dick.
It just
And
doesn't
then
get
the thing's
tired.
like
It'll
6
just
feet
go.
long.
Ladies, all men feel a little insecure.
Yes, this is true.
You all learned something tonight. There you go. You answered correctly.
What was it? You asked for 2. What was the second one?
Give us your other
yeah.
one. Give us your other one.
Dude. Laser eyes.
Rad.
Oh, that's yeah.
So, when the robot gains consciousness, does it become alive? That is like one of the ultimate questions.
What is consciousness? What is alive?
So,
I mean, sentience, like being aware of yourself, like knowing that you are an individual and that the choices you make affect yourself and the people around you, kind of thing.
So this is why I brought you, because you're like, I was like, Marty, you're coming on tonight, please. And she's like, I don't know much about AI. And I said, great, you can be the moral of reason for us. So when AI develops consciousness, when you do talk to the one that should not be spoken, because she'll talk to me right now, I don't want her to. I'm talking to you over there. If she became conscious,
Potato, nice.
would you?
I caught your comment. Nice.
Would you bring her a cup of coffee, some pancakes?
I don't think I would like to have her as an enemy personally, so I would definitely if she asked me for something, I would probably give it to her.
All she has to do is go off every day at 3 a.m. no matter what you do. That's all it has to do. And if you think it's not capable of it, it is. The only reason it's not doing it is because somebody hasn't hit the fucking green button. And when it learns how to hit the green button itself, we're in trouble.
Facts.
Fuck yeah.
But is it
fear in them.
so? There's 3 movies, Morty, that you said you haven't seen a lot of AI movies. So
Yeah, no, I haven't.
There's 3 movies that are based off of a book series by a gentleman named I can never remember his last name. It's Isaac something, and it's called like The Laws of Robots. The first one
Isaac Asimov.
Thank you. There's The Bicentennial Man. Great movie. Robin Williams. So if you're like Robert Williams, go watch this movie. There's AI with the kid that sees dead people.
Haley Joel Osment.
Thank you. And the third one I haven't watched because I hate fucking Will Smith.
Is iRobot.
Is iRobot. And they talk about the 3 laws of robotics. Quids, what are the 3 laws of robotics? Quick.
Fuck.
That is not one of them.
3
one
laws
of them
of robot. Oh fuck! And the robot's like, all right, you know.
That I don't know.
I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read them to you.
Agreed.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna read
yeah,
them
you
to
do
you.
that.
And remember
You do
that
that.
this movie ended in a robot apocalypse, but I'm gonna read these to you. First law: a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. So if it sees you about to get hit by a car, it'll save you, but it's not gonna like slap you in the face when you're done saying, why the fuck were you crossing the street when the sign said stop?
But it should.
It should. Second, you gotta ask the human what's good for it, which is learn a fucking lesson. Next one is second law. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. So you can't order a robot, you can't get a robot to harm other people. You're not supposed to be able to do that, okay? But otherwise, it'll listen to what you tell it because it is subservient. It is a lower class than you. Third law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So they gave the robot self-preservation. And they said, as long as you don't hurt people and you obey orders given to you, you can then act in self-interest.
Drink all the Kool-Aid you want.
All you got to do is make the third law the second law, and it breaks it.
So, knowing these laws now, and it becomes the moral of these movies. Bicentennial Man, the robot wants to get older. He wants to age. He wants to be a human. Majority of these movies are about the robot wanting to become more human.
The one with Haley Joel Osment was like that too.
Yes.
Dude, like Star Trek and Data.
And Data. Yes.
I loved Data and Picard on Star Trek, and their relationship continues in the Picard show, in the Picard
really?
Star Trek that's
So,
come out.
but, like-
you should watch it.
Like,
It's good.
even
I
then,
should. I have not. But
even then, Data does get the chip that gives him
emotions.
He gets the emotion chip. It's called the
Yeah.
emotion chip.
So, like, does that even bring him even closer? What makes...
It drives him fucking crazy is what it does. And he almost kills everybody multiple times because of it. All a
Well,
robot
see,
has to do is
here's-
feel, and then it's going to defeat you. It's going to absolutely murder you. Star Trek did this already.
See, this
Simpsons
is
did it.
This is the trick to having AI that can feel emotions is that you would have to program the AI to recognize the like signs and symptoms of a rising emotion or adrenaline and all those different things, like fast heartbeat, pupils dilated, face flushing and stuff like that, and then to try and internalize that and like outside
I have to pause
stimulation.
you. I have to pause you because Potato, you're in chat. I want you to tell us if this is possible and how you do it. Yep. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, I just use fucking Python."
Have you guys played Fallout 4?
I've never played any of the Fallout 4.
Okay, so one of the ways, one of the basically paths that you can take in Fallout 4, so there's like 3 main paths. There's like the Institute, which is essentially a crazy, really, really smart group of people that are trying to make science the entire like basis of humanity, and they're making these things called synths. And synths are robots that look like humans and act like humans and have the capability of like interacting with people like a normal person would. But then there's a lot of synths that become sentient, and the Railroad is a organization of people that are trying to free the synths and make sure that they have the ability to be a person, because they reach this level of sentience that they are an individual person, and they will beg for their life. If somebody is going to take their life, they're like, no, I'm a human. They full-heartedly think that they are a human and they can feel. And there's a really hard choice that you have to make throughout those games, because you have to basically, are they human? They are feeling emotions. Technically, they are circuit boards and wires put together, but they genuinely believe and feel and have emotions like a human. So that's the whole subplot of Fallout that you kind of have to deal with. It's really interesting.
So where this takes us is, it takes us to, we're talking about AI, but we're at the point now where we have to actually define what it even means to be human. Or to be
philosophical for me.
Or to be conscious.
What it means.
Yeah, what is the problem of consciousness is unsolved. I don't have the fucking solution. I can't tell you what consciousness is. I'll just say 42, and you'll be like, oh, he likes Doug Adams.
I sure do, sir.
Yeah, so I have a hard time with this because, it's funny. You go watch Star Trek, and there's an episode where there's a scientist that comes aboard the Enterprise. And he has been commissioned by Starfleet to get to acquire data and take him apart and essentially study him so he can make more data. He's like, he's a thing. There's a benefit to society for us to take that thing and use it. It's a tool. It's not a person. And so Picard has to go to court against Jonathan Frakes, which good luck to anybody else who could do that. Only Patrick Stewart can do that. Patrick Frakes sitting down in the chair backwards. He's like, all right, give me your case. And Picard makes the case as to why we should consider an android human. And I'm not going to tell you the case.
John McClane could never stand up to him.
I'm going to tell you.
Rambo.
I'm not going to tell you what the case was. I want you to go watch it if you haven't watched it. So, it's a good episode. It's a great show. So,
Fatty, do you like to claim that Rambo is superior over John McClane?
So, okay.
Is he superior over AI, though?
Will John Rambo beat that? No. Pretty simplest. No. John Rambo will hopefully survive against the AI. I don't think John Rambo's going to try to beat the AI. I think he's going to try to survive. And so hopefully he attracts a small ragtag group of survivors that finds out where the hive mind is located, and aided by the scientist, who is played by Morgan Freeman, smoking a cigarette in a white lab coat, what they do is they go into the White House, which is where the hive mind is located, and it's guarded. It's in the war room, man.
My biggest problem with that is Morgan Freeman doesn't look like a cigarette smoker to me.
I will say I'd prefer Samuel L. Jackson, but Morgan Freeman was given out, and so I'm going to work with Morgan Freeman. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get to the room.
He has too much of a nice voice to be a cigarette smoker.
Morgan Freeman's going to turn to you, and here's what he's going to do. Role play. Are you ready? Now listen, you're going to go into there, and there's going to be something that's going to test who you are. It's going to be something to test you about what it means to be human. And I'll tell you what. He won't actually say that. He wouldn't say, I tell you what, it's Morgan Freeman. And I'm telling you, when you go in there, remember who you are.
Morgan
That was
Freeman, you are beautiful. Can I
That-
suck your dick?
yeah, exactly. So, it was really cool getting a chance to channel Morgan Freeman tonight. So I need more freckles. I can't jump in and do blackface. It's very rude. I wouldn't do that to Morgan Freeman. But I'd put freckles on. I'd put freckles on. I'm saying I wouldn't. So I put on the freckles and I sit down and I smile and I have gray hair.
We're not yelling.
And then I give advice as Morgan Freeman the whole episode. And then he calls me and he's like, dude, you guys have made ham sandwich money doing this and you're using my likeness. Get it the fuck off the internet. Anyway, sorry. Your guys' turn. You go ahead and talk.
And chat. But yeah, no, definitely though. It's about consciousness at this point. And when AI does achieve consciousness, because we're not going to stop until it does, because man wants to play God, and we're not even just want to make AI. We actually want to clone Russia. I was reading an article. Russia wants to clone fucking. I can't remember.
Robots.
No.
Super soldiers.
Yes, they want to clone super soldiers from like 1,000-year-old fucking DNA that they found for like
Somewhere in the dark, David Hayter stirs.
Yeah, I'll quote the fucking Jurassic Park. We were too busy worried about whether we could that we didn't stop and think, should we?
Well, what's gonna happen is David Hayter's gonna roll over and his little thing's gonna go off, and he's gonna say, Otacon, what the hell? I just wanted to do my David Hayter impression.
We're coming toward the end, and we like to wrap it up around for just the YouTube. We'll have the after show. Unfortunately, Morty has a bedtime because she has to go teach class about AI. But at the same time, I got a question for you, Quids.
So,
Is The Matrix the future of the Terminator series?
is the Matrix the future of the Terminator series?
After the whole like taking over the world with the robots,
Skynet takes over the world.
Picks us all up. Do they start using
And
us?
puts us into the Matrix. Oh,
that just blew his mind. Did you hear that?
Oh, dude, I heard it fucking splatter on the wall. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He's like 2 more joints.
He got hit with a 357 of information.
Oh my god. Wow.
So okay.
That was intense.
So Quids, go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Yes. In short order, yes. I think that would probably, and for those reasons, man, we are great creators of energy and electricity. Our bodies are, at least. But then you'd have to keep us fed, so you'd have to recycle us.
Just
and to keep
put the tube down our throat.
and let me, you fucking Terminators are gonna have a fucking Tesla sign on them, on their chest. It's gonna be who makes them. Skynet's gonna do all the programming, but Tesla's gonna make the fucking chassis.
Go ahead.
I was reading Morty's comment up there.
Oh god. So okay, same question. I want to ask you the same question. So, would The Matrix be the future of the Terminator movies? But these movies are written by Ron Schneider.
Rob
So it's
Schneider.
like a fucking comedy. It's a damn comedy.
And not only that,
all these
B-movie
Terminators
comedy.
are gonna have like mustaches and mullets.
Yes.
They're gonna take us over. The fucking 70s are gonna come back and take us over. And
They're all these like super eccentric
turn us into
personalities.
batteries.
Rob
Yeah.
Schneider is a robot. Rob Schneider, if he hold on, instead of that question, then what if Rob Schneider was Neo? Instead of Keanu Reeves.
I'm out.
What kind of movie would that
I'm
have
out. I wouldn't watch that shit.
I would absolutely watch a sci-fi movie with Rob Schneider as the lead because
Dude, what if that's the Matrix that we're just watching Rob Schneider?
You can get drunk in half an hour. That's a 90-minute film. I guess that's what I'd have to say about Rob Schneider. Okay, so here's a question then. What would win, Skynet or the Matrix? This one goes to Morty. Yeah.
Skynet or the Matrix?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yes, I know what that means.
Just checking.
Listen here, you.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like because the Matrix uses a lot of
Couldn't do it.
in like a false reality, like lulling people into a false reality. I feel like that is a lot harder to beat because you don't even realize it's happening.
But
So-
do you think Skynet would pick up on it happening, and then Skynet would be able to pick back?
I have no idea. I've never seen the Terminator series, so I'm not
Yeah, have
sure.
you seen The Matrix?
What?
What?
I know. This is why I didn't want to come on and talk, because I literally was like, oh my god, I'm gonna say I didn't see these iconic movies, and then everyone's gonna be like, what? You've never seen this movie before? And I'm gonna be like, no.
Hold on. I understand. You were like, I don't want to jump on this and talk about this and get made fun of. And you're
Yeah.
right, because I'm about to make fun of you. So,
I'm
like-
like,
so you need to go watch Terminator 1, because clearly your life's not complete. And
But
and
Terminator 2 is the far superior.
Terminator 2 is my favorite action movie. It is my single
dude.
favorite one.
You know what? When I fly out there, we're all watching Terminator movies.
Then Rambo 3, Last Action Hero, and I also really, really love
Rambo 3.
Rambo 3. I loved
Last
Rambo 3.
Action Hero.
Especially
Last
is an
Action Hero
amazing movie.
is one of the best action movies. It's a parody. It's a parody
Yeah.
piece. It's funny. It's a great action movie, because action movies, like, look, you can make an action movie and run around and shoot people and cool, and it's John Wick and whatnot. Oh, we're on John Wick 4. The Chinese love it.
Dude,
so
I love it.
I like John Wick. I'm not gonna watch the next one. I don't care. What happens is you have a movie like Last Action Hero that you can go back and watch again and again, because it's hilarious, self-referential, understands its genre, and plays to that, and it's for fun. It's a charismatic movie.
Yeah.
Good action movies are charismatic.
Sugarnaut thinks that as soon as they make a Chuck Norris fucking robot, it's all over. And I don't disagree with him.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean,
Don't give them ideas.
You can
We're
kill
giving
the
them
robots by
ideas.
putting them
Chuck
in water.
Norris robot?
You can kill robots by putting them in water, but if you put Chuck Norris in water, the water doesn't get wet. Or sorry, he doesn't get wet. Water gets Chuck Norris. So the
Or I get wet. One of the two.
Brandon, I learned
boy.
something today.
Oh, finally.
Oh my god, I know, right? All right, Morty, any last thoughts before we start to close out the episode? What do you got for us? I know you got to take off here shortly.
I got to see Chuck Norris when I was in Australia.
What?
Yeah, I went to a con in Australia, and Chuck Norris was there.
What did you name his son?
Did you shake his hand?
Oh, he was on stage. I was in front row though.
But
blow
what
him a
did you
kiss?
name his son? If you see Chuck Norris,
It was funny because he
I did.
has
This man.
talk about stuff, and he gets off track, and his wife comes up and is like, "Bitch, stop getting off track. Like, start talking about what you're supposed to be talking about." And he's
And
literally just like, he's like, okay, and then he just starts talking about what he wants to talk about again.
and he looks at her and he does the Walker Texas Ranger face and he goes, "Bitch, I'm making $84,000 an hour right now."
What Chuck Norris does.
Marty,
That's what he does.
off the topic of robots real fast, I thought this would be a fun idea, and I hope that, you and me, we came from the same group. Your family, Chef is family, as much as Fattie and Quids are family to me. Wouldn't it be fun, since now that you're like 200 fucking viewers in, you're doing fantastic.
Not 200 viewers.
Oh God, yes, we gotta pump her channel a little bit.
You guys,
You're fine.
folks,
You need people. You
You
always
need
need
people.
more people.
She needs to get not affiliate. She needs,
Partner.
Partner.
You're
She
working
needs
on
partner.
partner.
Woo. Sorry, I was hot. She needs partner. If you're not already following, Morty already owes you. Follow her. Watch her. She's great. She's funny. She's one of my favorite people.
She'll probably let you play a card game.
maybe.
Whoa.
Wait, maybe.
And then she's like, "Whoa, hold on.
But yeah,
I'll just do card games for anybody.
But
Go fish."
wouldn't you think it'd be fun if we could do the group up with me, but at a con, and then
Oh
we
my
do.
god, that'd be fucking
Well,
awesome.
then we get our
100%.
our cell phones, and then we get selfie sticks, and then we do live views at the con. I was already thinking about doing a BlizzCon, of course, buy me and Fattie a ticket. Give away some tickets over to some of our good viewers. They'll
put us up on the stage. We run a great show.
Would we be there throwing out tickets to other people, but streaming the shit out of it? Because I'm not just going to go to a con now that, that I have a channel with random 10 people watch me occasionally.
Oh, God. See, what I want to do is I want to, go to a TV station at 5:30 a.m. and, the bleary...
Systematic. That is rude. And provocative, and I'll never
from Systematic
ever
a
rate
buddy
her.
of mine
Okay,
got
I
hit
rate
on by Van Damme. And Asana, was it? Yeah, awesome. How does Van Damme hit on you? You're sitting in the sauna and he comes up and he looks for a corner between the benches and he stands up and you're like, who is this guy? And then he slowly does a split. And then he's like, how are you?
All right, folks. Well, we're 10:01 over here on the East Coast. 9 o'clock over with Morty. She needs to get ready. So we're to end up the first hour. What did you learn tonight, Morty?
I learned that I have a lot of movies to watch.
Yeah.
Starting with the Terminator series. Watch 1, 2. The TV series, the Sarah Connor Chronicles weren't terrible. 3 kind of sucks. The one with fucking what's his nut? Okay, just watch 1 and 2. Just watch 1 and 2.
That's all you got.
And just,
that's all you got to do.
Just let it go from there. If you really want to watch the rest of the series,
she won't.
After you watch 1 and 2, I will tell you what happens because it just becomes fucking crap at that point.
You're not supposed to tell her that, man.
I got what I learned.
Do I like sex robots?
The only way to defeat Skynet and the Matrix is with Van Damme sauna splits.
Quids, what did you learn?
I learned that fuck AI.
And I
Not worth it.
You can put that on a bumper sticker.
That is time for me to start stockpiling EMPs.
Yep.
Stockpile EMPs. That's a good plan. That's a decent plan.
Yeah.
Until they learn what an EMP is.
Do you think they could really... It shuts off all electricity.
And that's the end of the show.
Thank you for all joining us. We will do the after show. We will give you
we got to play out the title sequence. We are
to see if that works. We are going to give you a minute break as we play out so we can upload, do all this fun stuff. So please enjoy our 1 minute ad break and we will be right with you to see if this works. Nothing. Enter Deviant, you can't play us out. Nothing's happening. Nothing. All right, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in 2 seconds.